Do you want to know how you can take very good care of your voice every day so that you'll be able to sing forever and ever 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 and ever? I think you get my drift. Hey there everyone, this is Kerri Ho from the Songbird.com, and today we're talking about how to take good care of your voice. This is such an important topic, and you know what, if you're a singer who absolutely loves to sing and you see yourself singing forever, you never want to be able to stop, even when you're like 80 and you know, with a walking stick and everything, you still want to be able to sing, then you need to be able to do a few simple, though not always easy, things to take care of your voice. So today I'm going to share with you 4 main things that you should do to take very, very good care of your voice so that your voice has longevity and is long lasting. Okay, the very first thing you need to do is to warm up your voice every day, even if you're not planning to sing that day. Now, I know that sounds like a chore. It's like, what? I already thought it was a chore to warm up my voice every time before I had to sing. And now you're saying I need to warm up my voice even when I'm not singing? Well, think about it. When you're talking, what are you using? Is it the same voice that you use for your singing? Yes, the answer would be. And you know, if you're going to be using a voice, and most of us do use our voice, not just when we're singing, right? Throughout the day, at work, at school, even at home, you know, you're using your voice. Now, if you want your voice to have longevity, you need to warm it up. Now, the good news is, when you're warming your voice up just for normal everyday use, it's not as strenuous, or you don't have to take as much effort as when you're warming up to sing for a gig, for example, okay? So a couple of things that you can do is while you're actually getting ready, you know, for the day, so maybe you're getting changed or you're in the shower or whatever, getting ready for work and getting ready to leave the house, you can begin to just do some light bubbles. So just and try and go from all your low to your mid and to your high ranges and back just a few times, okay? And then when that gets boring and you know you're like doing your hair or something, then you can do some NGs and things like that. While you're driving to work, hey, maybe you go, all right, instead of listening to the radio, I might spend 5 minutes of that commute warming up my voice. So maybe, you know, you do some bubbles and NGs, and then you might even add just some really good open throat sounds, like this, whoop, whoop, or wee, or ah, and things like that. And you just sort of do this, and what it does is it opens up your throat. It helps you to place your voice correctly in the mask, even when you're talking. That's actually important, right? Otherwise, you end up speaking like this on your throat all day, and that actually becomes very, very exhausting, and you get raspy and husky. All right? Okay? So it's really, really important. And how long does it take? It doesn't take long at all, you know? Anything like 2 to 5 minutes is completely enough to warm up your voice, all right? Obviously, if you're singing, you need to do a bit more of a warm-up. And you can go and check out my video on how to effectively warm up right there if you haven't seen that before. All right, the second thing you need to do is you need to take care of your body. Okay, this body of yours is your instrument, all right? You're not like a pianist or a guitarist who you can, even if you're feeling sick, you can pick up the guitar or you can still sit at the piano and play and it's okay, the instrument hasn't changed. But as a singer, if we're not feeling great, if we haven't been looking after our body, it is gonna come through in your voice. You've experienced this yourself when you get sick, all right? And you go, oh man, I can't sing now, right? Okay, so you need to take good care of your body. And very, you know, common sense, I guess, things is you got to get, you know, enough sleep. You got to get at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep a day. You need to make sure you move your body, all right? I'm not telling you you need to go and run a marathon or you need to go and pump iron at the gym for an hour every day, but move, you know? Make sure that you are moving. So take the stairs instead of the escalator. Walk to the supermarket to get the milk instead of drive, you know? Make sure you are moving your body, because this is so important for singers, because if you're moving your body consistently, you're gonna, your body is going to be able to be more free. And a free body is equal to a free voice, okay? And the third thing is that put good fuel into your body, right? Our body runs on the fuel of the food that we eat. So if you're putting in really bad fuel, well, that's not going to help your voice or your body, right? So make sure you're eating lots of fresh fruit and vegetables, and a balance of protein in your diet, as well as good fat, and try and stay away from processed foods. All right, now the third thing that I want to give you is some specific things to actually avoid, and this is more to do with if you are actually preparing for a singing gig, okay? These are the foods that you want to avoid before an important singing gig if you want to sound the best, okay? So you want to avoid chili, or anything that's really, really spicy, like curries and stuff like that, because that's going to cause reflux, which will cause this, yucky, acidic feeling in your vocal cords. Yeah, it's just not pleasant, okay? Caffeine, all right? So if you're a coffee drinker, and that's okay, I'm not saying never drink coffee, never drink tea, never drink Coke. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that before a gig, you want to avoid having too much of it. And if you must have, a cup of coffee or whatever, then have that, but make sure you couple that with a huge glass of water, because caffeine dries out your vocal cords, okay? You want to avoid greasy and fried foods, okay? They leave a horrible residue of grease coating around your vocal cords, which makes you feel phlegmy, and you just keep needing to clear your throat and stuff, and that's just not a great look, hey, when you are performing. And obviously when you start clearing your throat a lot, you're going to start getting your vocal cords bashed together, and that's not good for them too. You also want to avoid dairy before a gig, so milk and yogurt and stuff like that. It actually does the same thing. It coats your vocal cords with this sense of this phlegm, right? And again, you don't want to do that before you're singing. And tip number 4 is fluids that are very helpful for your voice and will help to really help you take care of your voice is obviously water. All right, water is just so essential to every singer. You must be hydrating yourself every day. Even if you're not singing at a gig, you must always be hydrating yourself, okay? Very important for your vocal cords to maintain that flexibility and that freeness is that they are moisturized and hydrated with plenty of water. Now, Manuka Honey drink is one of my favorites, and I talk about that a lot. 1 teaspoon of Manuka Honey with some warm water, squeezing in a couple of drops of lemon. Beautiful start to the day for every singer. I highly, highly recommend it. And if Manuka Honey does not exist where you live, it's okay. Just go to your local health food store and ask them for a good honey that has antibacterial agents in it, that will help to kill off any bacteria in your throat and keep you well. I also would recommend highly herbal teas, all right? Herbal teas is one of my favorite things in the world. And herbal teas are great because they don't have caffeine, so they won't dry your vocal cords. And a lot of them are just so good and have other effects as well. For example, chamomile tea is great for a calming effect if you want to stay calm before a performance and not be like freaking out, right? Peppermint tea is an amazing pick-me-up, like when you get to that 3 o'clock-ish time in the day and you're like, oh, I'm so tired. Peppermint tea is a really great pick-me-up without that caffeine hit of coffee. So there you go, Songbirds. I hope that was really helpful to you. 4 simple tips for you to take care of your voice so that you can get grounded, take flight, and sing! Did you like this video? If you did, please click like and subscribe to my channel. I would love that. That would make my day. And another thing that would make my day is if you visited my website and just left a comment on this blog post. It's just in the link below. I'd love to hear from you. What are some other tips that maybe I missed in this video that you would like to share with the other Songbird community? What would you recommend in taking care of your voice? Or any other thoughts, go ahead there and leave your comment. And when you've left a comment there, hey, why not at the same time become a subscriber to the Songbird Tree Tribe? When you become a subscriber, you get the first module of my Build Your Best Voice program completely free. Yes, that's right. The first 13 tracks of my complete vocal training program, absolutely free for you if you become an email subscriber. All right, well, thank you so much for watching, Songbirds. I hope you have an absolutely amazing week ahead, and I will see you next time in the next video. See you later.